about 14 years now, and over the years, we basically become like surrogate family. Like basically, he lets me do what I want because of the fact that he doesn't mind whatever I do.
Okay.
So when I brought up running a tournament, he literally just said, "What day do you want it on?" And I chose Tuesday because I don't know if you know, but that's Bison's day. I don't know if you watched the Street Fighter movie. Yes, that's why I chose Tuesday. And he just literally let me run with it. So at first we were all hobbled together, like we were trying to find TVs and systems, and it wasn't consistent, the systems and TVs that we brought.
Yeah.
But because I was already part of the fighting game community, I could bring the player base in. So I made a big effort to get the entire tri-state area to come to this tournament. And in the first few weeks of the tournament, they came out in force, like the entire tri-state area. Because I started it the day that Street Fighter came out to the console, people were itching for a tournament. They were looking for someplace to go. And I can keep the tournament fee down to $10 because the owner really doesn't care how much he makes off it. He's letting me do it.
Right.
As a favor to me.
Right.
So I can keep the tournament fee down to $10, which isn't expensive for anybody.
Okay.
And they can come out, have fun. There's multiple arcade games. There's food close by, things like that. There's a train right in front, so it's easy access. It's like all of the things came together, and it produced a great tournament. Because our first tournaments were having the top players, like they had Sanford Kelly and Arturo Sanchez and Dr. Chaos and Marn. All of them were coming out every week consistently.
Right.
And then when players saw that they were coming out, like the lower level players, they started coming out as well. I started to become friends with them, things like that, so that I keep them and give them a reason to come back.
Okay.
So nowadays, top players still frequently heavily. It was mentioned by a player, by actually all the players. It's America's TRF. I don't know if you know what TRF is. It's a weekly tournament in Japan, which has all of their top players.
Okay.
And people have gotten used to calling this one the America's TRF because it's a weekly tournament where you can see a match that next week at a major you would see in the grand finals.
Okay.
So, and the thing is, another phrase that they have about the break is that nobody's safe there because there are many players who've won majors and can't seem to break past the top 5 in this tournament. Like Marn still hasn't won a tournament here. I love Marn to death.
Right.
And he's an excellent player. I've watched him win majors. I've cheered for him. I picked him up when he beat Daigo. But he still hasn't won a tournament in the break.
Right.
And he actually hasn't broken into like the top 5 yet. There are several players who just haven't been able to win a break tournament. And a lot of players now feel like they want to win a break tournament before the end of their careers. Like they want to go there and somehow win one of those tournaments. It's ridiculous.
Right. That's awesome. As a tournament, can you explain to the viewing audience the rigors and stress it is to be a tournament organizer?
The rigors and stress is entirely incumbent upon the people you have around you. And I made sure that all the people around me are not only competent, but they're also my good friends from the get-go.
Okay.
So even in weeks that I can't be there personally, I have absolutely no worry that the tournament's going to be run fine, the tournament's going to be run properly, the stream's going to go up because of the people I surrounded myself with.
Okay.
So for me personally, tournament running is completely stress-free.
Okay.
Because it's like I'm going to a spot where I hang out with the owner, and that he's just letting me have fun every Tuesday night. And it's being run by my close friends who I would have been hanging out with anyway. Okay. And friends are coming in from all over for us to hang out and play some games together.
Okay. I've got several questions on me personally.
Fine.
From no. As far as running tournaments, because people be like, well, you interview all the great players and whatnot, but you never interview like a tournament organizer.
Well,
if you do, yeah. So if you find one, can you like ask them how would I set up a community in my region where there is not a community?
It's really only 3 steps.
All right.
He's one of our players. Step 1 is to find a location that will be steady and can host the amount of people that you're looking for. Like, you should expect with a weekly that 40 people is not uncommon.
Okay.
Especially with this game, the way it's working out. So if they want to run a tournament, let's say a weekly or a monthly, monthly is usually the one that's easier to run.
Okay.
And finding a place is usually not as easy as it was for me to find. Usually you have to find a place and then make up a contract with them or try to set up what their venue fee is versus the tournament fee, things like that.
Okay.
And if you can find a good place that's trustworthy, that's not trying to screw you over, things like that, that's the first step, because the amount of money that the players have to pay is very important. Like, the difference between paying $10 and $20 for entering a tournament matters to people, because they want to use that $10 for other things.
Right.
Step 2 is to make sure that you're trying to reach out to players in the nearby surrounding area. It doesn't just have to be in your state. It doesn't just have to be in your city. It could be in the neighboring state. It could be in, let's say somebody you know somebody on SRK is rolling through for that weekend. Things like that. So it's really networking and trying to get all the players you can to arrive. All of them aren't going to show up, at least not at first. But the more popular it is, the more likely it is that they're going to show up on their own.
Okay. All right. We're about to wrap it up because normally my interviews are like 30 minutes long, but at tournaments I keep them short because you got to hustle and bustle and all that stuff.
Well, if you wanted to have a 30-minute interview at some time, just contact me.
I'll give you my number and we'll exchange numbers or whatever. This portion is the shout out and ran out. Shout out, give shouts out to people, your loved ones, your friends, and whatnot. Ran out is what people have been getting on your nerves, and or things have been getting on your nerves, or
That seems like a recipe for disaster.
No, no.
But
Trust me, in my past videos, I've had classic run-outs. So I'll let you go.
man, I'm gonna shout out to all the people that helped me get to the fighting game community. Because without them, I wouldn't be right here. I'd be doing something else. Because I always have to occupy myself with something. So if I go through names, I know I'm gonna forget something. I'm gonna try to though. Shout outs to my teammates, Ryder and Marlon Pie. Shout outs to the players from New York that come down. There's Dominion who comes down consistently. There's Arturo who comes down when he can. There's Sanford who also tries to come down when he can. We have a lot of players from New York that come in and out. Smooth Viper, Mike Infinite, things like that. Liston. Then we have the players from PA. Shout outs to Dr. Chaos, shout outs to Demon Hio, shout outs to Ron Stoppable. All these people, without Ron Stoppable, they would never make it. So real shout outs to Ron Stoppable for piling these people into your car and bringing them down. Thank you. Shout outs to all the people in Jersey who make the tournament what it is, because they're the bulk of the players. So the crew would be, I guess, there's Dizzy Dynasty, there's Kazi, there's this girl, there's so many people. I feel like I'm gonna be missing somebody, and it hurts me. Shout out to my crew who actually run the tournament. There's Jaxel who runs 8-Way Run. There's Hacker Mike. There's Kit. There's so many people. Shout outs to my girl May. Shout outs to shit. I'm running out of people to shout out.
Just say, I shout out everybody that knows me and loves me.
Literally, shout outs to anybody who's ever shaken my hand, said hello, and honestly, see, look at this. Shout outs to this guy, Lucky D. He came all the way from Massachusetts one time to come to my tournament. That's the type of people. Shout outs to the people who really enjoy this game and have become my friends over the years.
Okay. All right.
And rant outs.
Rant out. It don't have to be a person. It could be anything. Like, I want to rant out stop signs.
Huh. Ran out to people who call everything cheap. Ran out to people who bitch every time they lose, but say you're free every time they win. Ran out to, I don't know, salty ass players who can't take a loss and can't even take a win humbly. Shout outs to, you know what? I'm gonna cut it off there before I start naming names and random shit. Because when you're a tournament organizer and a player, you gotta keep it simple.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm a very aggressive and speak my mind person. So if I keep going, I will start speaking my mind, and you can't have that as a tournament organizer.
All right. I'd like to thank KDZ for spending time with us and doing the interview. It was most humbling and most great. We'll talk to you guys later.